Hello and welcome to yet another video on Peaceful Weekend Investing. Today we're going to do our customary weekly analysis on XJO, Australia main index, and also some key parameters. We are looking at it from macro aspect of it, and also look at some of the stocks which we have been looking at it over previous week's video. When I'm recording this video, it's 29th May 2022. The month is about to come to an end, but it's important that you make a note of this time because it is at this point in time when I'm doing the analysis. And please read the disclaimer before you proceed further. It is very, very important. I'm not recommending any buy, sell, or hold. All the factual information I'm trying to share for education or entertainment purposes only. And also, if you're new to my channel and you're liking our content, do hit the subscribe button because I keep coming up weekly videos on making you a better investor, and that way help you in your investing journey as well in stock market. Let's get started. So what you're seeing here is the chart of Bitcoin. Okay. Now, that's important to understand also what's happening here in Bitcoin before we do in, because I think it's important. I was doing some analysis, which is fantastic, just to see how the chart pattern works. And this is a weekly chart, and you can see here there was an and this is a log chart. So when I'm looking at long-term charts, I always turn the logarithmic chart to get a better view. If you turn this off, then you can see chart is really a bit distorted. But you can turn this on, but I would like to, if I'm looking at chart patterns for over 5 years, I like to turn the logarithmic chart on so I get a better trend view, because it plots based on the percentage movement, not by the absolute price movement. And that's where you can see clearly that after this trend where it is going, and this formation, it has made a double top pattern, and which is exactly, and it's kind of breaking this neckline also. So I see there's a further correction coming through, and I wouldn't be surprised if it touches from 19,000 as well, from 29, and look like it's a weak structure at the moment. But let's see how it pans out. But at the moment, Bitcoin is definitely crashing and coming down quickly from 68,000 of high. It is now 29,000. It has lost more than half of its value so far. Anyway, I'm not invested in it, so I'm just sharing this for analysis purposes only, just to give you a clear view. Now let's go back to our analysis, which we do regularly for Australia market XJO, where it is standing. And these are, don't get overwhelmed with the lines which are there. Just focus on what I'm trying to show. So that way it's easier, because these are all trend lines which I've been drawing it and making making life easier for us, because I'm a strong believer that you have to mix fundamental and technical. And I want to just stop by and also talk about why do we do this analysis. Because if the headline index or the main index itself is not trending, you have a very difficult choices on individual stocks. But some of the stocks we talked about has been trending up. And these are the times when you have to keep an eye on which are the strong stocks vis-a-vis the market. And they might not have corrected that much, but they are also on the sideways or slightly weaker against the trend. So, but once the market turns back into upward journey, those are the stocks which will really come back fast. So you have to keep a note of it and keep analyzing, and that's why I do this analysis and share with you all weekly basis as well. So let's go back. And so what we have done, this is a weekly. So obviously there's a last 2 weeks has been, if I do this, remove the log. So last 2 weeks has been just sideways. So as I predicted last time itself, it is just completely sideways, neither going up and down at the moment. And if it breaks below this line, I think we got some downfall. But at this moment, the trend is, according to me, is sideways, slightly bearish, because the overall global market is there. But we also want to see what is happening with AUD USD as well. And as you can see here now, the ratio itself is 71 cents around. So and if you try to compare this on side by side, And you see this when at the top, which is 18th, October 18th, which is there. And let's look at what was the case around that. It was around 81 cents. And ever since it's downward. So it also correlates to some extent. So you have to keep a watch on it. Again, US dollar 10-year yield has come down, which is a good sign at the moment, because that also signifies there is some yield coming down. That means some of the assets moving towards the safer assets like US dollar 10-year bond might come back into the market, given that it may not be a good proposition for them, for the investors to buy into the bonds. But again, I'm not a expert in that space, but it's good to have some correlation is what I try to look at it. Again, so specifically from stock point of view, PLS is, again, it just look at that, it broke this trend line and went back again. LYC, which we are tracking, again, it is on this trend line is a very strong trend line, and if I do a monthly chart, it will definitely give you the perspective. Hence, you can see exactly the trend line support and went down. And let's look at some of the last ones we talked about is AGL. It is coming nicely, and this another one is Ample. CPU has a little bit corrected. Yeah, it's gone down below this, so you can look at it. It has broken the trend line, so it may be a false breakout, but we'll have to see. CBA, which is one of them, it is on the sideways. So at this moment, this week, I think I'm keeping it a bit low, try to understand it, but there are few stocks which is coming in. Let's look at my watch list for this. And Elders, again, it is still going to be sideways, so that's fine. AMC, which is giving a good breakout. I think last week also I talked about it. I think I'm keeping a watch on it, and maybe I'll wait for the retest. And there's another one. Let's do ARU, Emmer. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think some of these stocks which are GRR, look at that. This has been like a moonshot stock at the moment. But again, giving the VIX coming through, I feel a bit uncomfortable. And at this point, I just want to observe, make sure, and disclosure, I've got investment in this particular stock. But revenue shows, as you can see, there's a very positive news coming in. But as you know, you always sell on the news, and you that is what the trend has to be, because a lot of things were already priced in, right? So I just wanted to cover this part of the video so that to get a better view of it. And if you have still not subscribed to my channel and you are liking our contents, I would recommend you to do so. That way you get more insights as and when I come to it. And also you can connect with me in any of the channels which is there. If you type in sbhatia.co/bio, you will be able to get all my social links. That way you can get better advice. And also this is my channel, subscribe to it where you're watching today. And this is the quote: there is no greater weapon than a prepared mind. Make sure that you have that view, because you have to be prepared, and that's what I do on these weekly videos. So hopefully you get some value out of this video. Till the next video, I will say namaste, as we say in India. See you next time. Bye bye.